From ancient time to now, all the rishis, the yogis, the saints, the gurus try to wake us up to this understanding that this life is very short, very precious. Every moment is very precious. What are we using it for? This life, meaning this embodiment, is so brief. Of course, we're also told that you are divine, you're the spirit, the soul, the Atman. You are immortal. You are the immortal self that is functioning through these three bodies: the physical body, the astral body, the causal bodies. But because of the embodiment, we are conditioned by the embodiment. And through the nature of the embodiment, that is, ignorance, delusion, illusion, superstition, is inherent in this kind of embodiment. Because of that, we are identifying with what we are not. Identifying with the body, senses, mind, intellect, and ego. And in this kind of identification, we are piling up more and more veils on the Atman, the self, who we really are. So, from time to time, you have, if you are really ready, you have the good karma, you come in contact with these great souls, Mahatmas, Gurus, they try to wake you up. Oh man, wake up from the state of illusion, delusion, and superstition. Wake up to your own true higher nature, that you are divine. So through that kind of association, divine association, we take stock, we reflect on our life. What am I doing with it? It's so very brief, so fleeting. Of course, while you're young and you're healthy, you feel that you're here forever. And the only goal and purpose of life is to have as much pleasure as possible, because you're also conditioned to believe that happiness comes from pleasure. And everybody wants to be happy. All beings want to be happy. But they are duped and misled and fooled to think that the happiness comes from only pleasure. So everything you do, all your life, you as a child, you're going to school, your parents impress on you, get an education, so you get a good job, so you get all the means to have more and more pleasure. By the time you realize it, you are hooked. Get caught up in all kind of bad habits, addiction, and so on. And all you experience is more and more bondage. But the amazing thing is that we are divine. That is who we really are. All these other veils and so that you're throwing on over the Atman, the self, your higher awareness, it's not the reality. So you can shed it, you can cast it aside, and experience more and more that you are divine, your fullness itself. And this is what yoga is about. This is what yoga should be. Yoga is really for enlightenment, to be enlightened that you are divine. You are the spirit, the soul, the Atman. And that is the real goal and purpose of your embodiment, is to free yourself from illusion, delusion, and superstition, that you are this finite, miserable individual. We just finished our 2 weeks yoga teachers training course on Friday. It's so inspiring and encouraging to see that every month we get a new set of students that come to want to be yoga teachers. Why do they want to become yoga teachers? Because they've experienced the benefits of yoga in their own life, how it helped them to free themselves. So they want to expose others to this divine, amazing knowledge. And what is amazing, in 2 weeks, you see, set of people who come here are of different race, different religion, different age, different culture. But in 2 weeks, as if miraculously, how all of them are able to rise above all these pettiness and distinction that keep them in bondage, and more to identify more with their higher self. And in 2 weeks' time, they relate to each other as divine, not a separate individual. That is the power of yoga. That is the power of Sampoorna yoga. Sampoorna means complete, full. So we continue this tradition and the teaching of the great Master Shivananda, who encouraged this integrated system, that is, integrating the main systems of yoga. Hatha Yoga, Raja Yoga, Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Anada Yoga. This integrated approach accelerates this process of refinement and purification. And that is what all the sadhana, all the disciplines that you're involved in, is to accelerate, is to help you to refine and purify, so the light of the pure self can shine through. Eventually, when you're able to rise more and more above and to reach that level where you can still the mind naturally, not through drugs or all these things that you're encouraged to do, take this, take that, take that. But you have its means and the art and science that is called yoga to help you to naturally bring you to that state where you can still the mind at any time and abide in your real nature, your divine nature.